excellent segment with our brother James Al-Mahdi, who made this beautiful comparison with the Republic of Plato. But this is not something that is only from the past. Today we really have the possibility to live this divine just state. We have today with us also Ardijan Mahdi, who is this fan of our holy book, who knows this book so much because he read it at least 5 or 6 times. So he will explain for us today a few lines about the divine just state.
Yeah, it's not just only about reading the book so many times, but it's about grasping and understanding it. Something that most people who claim to be religious don't tend to do. It's a book that calls towards God. It's a book that calls towards especially this topic about the divine just state. For those who are not aware of it, you can download this book at our website, the ahmadireligion.org. It's available for free in English, Arabic, and also now in German.
And this is the book that was authored by the riser Abba Sadiq from his peace. This is the goal of the wise.
Yes. So if we go to chapter 33, or door number 33, called The Divine Just State, which is what you were talking about with James, the whole thing about the Republic, it goes as such in the first paragraph of this chapter. The entire foundation of religion is set upon obedience to the divinely appointed king. And all of religion is about enabling this divinely appointed ruler in order that the faithful, the poor, the weak, and the oppressed inherit the earth. It is only this ruler or king that will be able to establish justice, equity, peace, and prosperity on the earth. This divinely appointed king ruling equates to God ruling the earth. For God places his will in the heart of this king, and the king is a representative of God. He is the tongue of God and the hand of God in creation. Whoever dies without knowing the king of their time has died the death of ignorance. So that's a very powerful statement that, okay, what is this religion about? What is all religion about? Religion is not just about sharing beliefs and teaching people what is right and what is wrong, but it is also establishing a state which is ideal, a state which in it exists harmony, peace, prosperity for all people and all walks of life, whether you are a believer or a disbeliever in the faith of that state.
I think it's very fascinating also that when you see how the riser Abba Sadiq from his peace has laid out what a divine just state is, as you mentioned, the whole purpose of religion becomes about understanding that and living it. We've talked a lot in this program so far about different kinds of governments that are actually a hindrance to the welfare of the people, that are oppressing their people. And I'm sure that people out there are probably wondering, well, how would a divine just state be different? What would it offer?
Yeah, I guess that's a very important question because, people are so blighted, I suppose, by the state that they are living in and the way of life that they've been brought up that for them it's a normal everyday occurrence and it's completely fine. But when you come outside the box and you see how God actually intended things to happen and how he intended people to be ruled, you see it as a completely different state of mind and being. One thing for certain, which is non-existent in, for example, the Arab region, is freedom of religion. And I'm not talking about freedom of religion the way that even the West portrayed, because Sweden, for example, believes in freedom of religion, while at the same time their second biggest political movement is a racist, fascist group that was founded by Nazis. Let's look at what the book has to say about freedom of religion. Abba Sadiq from his peace had asked the Imam, he said, will people have the freedom to practice their religion in our state if they are not believers in us? The Imam said, our constitution states that our religion does not differentiate between the prophets and messengers and vicegerents, and our religion is a religion of peace. Abba Sadiq, he explains later, in this same paragraph, he says, the Qaim or the riser will rule the people of the Torah by the Torah, and the people of the gospel by their gospel, and the people of the Quran by their Quran. Every person of faith is judged by their own beliefs and books. So now if anything goes wrong in a society, which happens on a day-to-day basis, people want to be judged according to their beliefs, according to their standards, according to what they see to be right and wrong. So to live in a state, for example, that you are a Christian living perhaps in a Muslim country, the case of adultery or the case of fornication or the case of stealing varies. So for a Christian to live in a Muslim country where their hand gets chopped off because of stealing, For a Christian person, that is not right and that's unjust. They don't want to be judged by that. They don't want to be judged by the Quran, although they're living in a Muslim country. They want to be judged according to their standards, their beliefs, and their book. And that's something I think that no other state does. No other state has that idea that because you believe in a certain religion, the laws of the state don't apply to you, but the laws of your religion applies to you.
What could be more just than that?
No, that's amazing.
We have actually an excerpt from one of the sermons of the riser from him his peace. Let's check it out. It talks about exactly that point.
I am telling you, my brothers and sisters, in the Muhammadan state, no Muslim would eat unless all Muslims are eating. No Muslim would have more or less than any other Muslim under the government of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only that, but no Christian nor Jew, nor no Buddhist nor Hindu, atheist or agnostic human being living in the lands of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad would have anything less than anyone else. They would enjoy the same rights and same things as all Muslims should and would have in the Muhammadan state. For Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was brought as a mercy to mankind, and humanity comes before religion.
The divine just state is a state that it's not only just about freedom of religion, it's about freedom of living, freedom of housing, freedom of food, freedom of employment. The state is so beautiful to that extent that if you are homeless, you have a home. If you are hungry, you have food. Whereas in Western developed countries that talk about freedom and talk about being one of the best nations on the planet, they still have homeless people roaming the streets, begging for food, begging for money, begging for jobs. While in the divine just state, nothing like that sort exists. Everybody is entitled, not even that's given to them as a favor, but they are entitled as human beings that live on the planet, that you have food, you have free healthcare, you have free housing, you have free energy. All these things exist in the state.
Ardijan, thank you so much for joining us today and clarifying these very incredible topics for us. For everyone out there, if you want to understand more about how capitalism isn't working in this world anymore, how people deserve to have their needs given to them, check out The Goal of the Wise, download it for free from our website. Again, thank you so much, Ardijan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you again soon.